Facquet actually teamed up with Mika Immonen to win a doubles against Hopkins and Mike Massey. He's in his late 50s now. And obviously, Chua is a big favourite.
Play in action. Had a little practice last night, Phil, when I got here, about 30 minutes with some of the English players that are playing, and let me tell you, the pockets were very nippy for what we used to see. But to be honest, Phil, this is what the top players want. You know, the pool players around the world. You know, when you're playing in challenge matches, or even when you set your tape on TV over the years, where we've always felt the pockets have been a bit too generous. You would feel Vincent Facquet is a second favourite. I feel like it's given me a new dimension to my commentary. I feel like, because I've been out there on the table, I've experienced it now, and you know, pool's a game where sometimes you see shock results, but I don't think it's a shock result because I know the World Snooker Championships, Phil, you was working on that event. That event only finished last night, and if you look at that full event, the top players, Judd Trump, he was put under pressure. He ended up getting beaten off Jack Jones. This is sport. If you put the top...
It was around half his lifetime ago, but Vincent Facquet is a former runner-up in the World Masters. Lost in the
final. Goes a little missing, and it's gone missing there, so he can't get close to the 6. Look at this. Now he's left himself jacks. Often, if you do miss it, you send it into the bottom rail. Nicely done. The cue ball needs to slow down. So the last 3 shots he's played, Phil, he's lost control of the cue in the right direction. Is he playing the bank? I feel like that's the shot. Not only you've got to pot the ball, you've got to get right on the 8 ball. So he's going to have a tough 8 ball side of the table for the 9. You're just making the pot on the 8 so much harder. He could even pot it and play for the bank on the 9. Yep, this was the problem. Inexperience of competing at the Chua would have liked to have been a little straighter on the 9, only because it's the first rack.
Sweetly done.
Chua's breaking from a little bit further into the centre of the box, trying to pot the yellow one in the right centre. I'm sure our avid viewers know this by now, but 2 breaks and 2 dry breaks would really give him an open table. Yeah, he knew as well. Surely he's not gone behind the 7, Phil. It's the only place he could land on the table. He'd like to just graze the bottom rail. Well, he caught it half ballish, so that's... It's always a funny shot, that one, Phil. You know, Q-Sport...
misconception that it's easier to do that than to hit them crisply, but that's not the case. Oh, but Johann Chua not able to take advantage. Mind you, what a roll that was.
It comes out of a hook like Vincent's doing here. You're never quite sure where the balls are going to end up. This is just part and parcel of being a pool player. Good hit there, though. Oh, this might end up okay. It needs to slow down, though. As long as he's not left the pot, but he's going airborne, so he can't pot the ball. This is tough. Well, the purple 5 ball is his friend at the moment, because just look where the cue...
They don't seem to allow it to get under their skin as much as other Q Sports players.
That was a nice 2-rail kick, though. He hit the right side of the ball. He's 4 days of play. It's all about getting your name in the hat, isn't it, Phil? That's what the rule is, and we played double elimination. If you're not familiar with what that means, it means you can actually lose a match and still qualify for the single elimination stage. That's when you feel like this event really comes to life.
All of the big names will get to single elimination, and the vast majority of them that struggles goes out early. Ukopen, I remember in this event, has suffered a fate like that in the past. Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz came close to it. It's all about, though, playing well for these top guys on these tables and gaining confidence that way. And after not one but two rolls went. And at the end of this rack, Carl, I will give out some latest scores. Around 30 tables, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Just looking at the break again there, he's not quite dialed in. That just shows you how accurate you've got to be on the break, because he's found the point again. This is what I was saying in the open events. Just got to be a bit careful here, because he's trying to play on the three, but it's a little slow one. Easy to lose the cue ball, and he's not reached the pocket, so he's not converting these chances.
Ralph Souquet and Oliver Ortman.
Some well-known names in that team. That Johann Chua spends his time at the table and not in his chair, is the more he starts to warm up.
And all of his fellow countrymen here, and they've got a very powerful contingent, actually. All of them have got a massive incentive to do, would love to be on that team.
Yeah, that's the biggest news of the year, isn't it? At last, the Asian players have got a Mosconi Cup format team event to try and qualify for. We've been asking it for years, and it's quite fitting. It's got to be named after Efrenreyes. There was no one else it was going to be named after, is it, Phil? It had to be. It's got a nice ring to it, the Reyes Cup.
Well, both Willie Mosconi and Efrenreyes, giants of the sport. Another piece of the great man's legacy. Now that was a more authoritative rack from
Pool over there. They also love pool in the Philippines. And they love this score as well, because Chua's breaking in rack 4. And he's found the one ball in the side pocket. No shot on the blue 2 though. So here you see he comes over to the bottom left, bottom rail. Yeah, usually that might be a miss hit on the break, or more than likely a jump shot. Vincent's playing the shot. He's trying to get covered. If he finds a gap in between the 9 and the 7, it will work. But he hasn't, and he's left a pot.
We've talked. And at his best, I believe, and I know you share this opinion, Carl.
Exciting to watch. He's not scared to play his shots, and we're seeing that in the World Cup of Pool. He always seems to be faced with a difficult shot in the rack. This is difficult now. Yeah, you could see what. Trying to hit this just on the right hand side. Look at that, he's played it absolutely to perfection.
Trait that you need, isn't it, in high-level pool? If you can kick with the best, it is such an advantage.
put this back into the side, send the cue ball off 3 rails for position on the 7. This is the problem though, at 3 up, Phil. That shot feels easier. If Vincent had took...
Looking pretty sharp.
Of course, he's still a big favourite to pop the 9-ball.
In it goes, 4-0 Chua. Even.
Good to see Phil's been doing his homework before this event.
Well, I actually remembered that, incredibly. I'm not like Michael, who's got the most incredible knowledge of cue sports and who can pull out.
This ball will cut, but it's thin. And it's controlling the cue ball, which looks like he has done. He's warming up. Match. The second favourite in any match. You feel like they've got to get off to a good start. Vincent's had chances.
Just thinking, Carl, you must have spent a lot of time in Telford over the years with the old GB 9-ball tour, because a lot of tournaments in that were played here, weren't they?
I don't think I ever played on it when it was in this venue. It was in a hotel when I played on it, to be honest. It's actually the first time I've been in this venue, Phil. And it's a very fine venue indeed.
And Telford itself, as I'll tell you, is in a very influential place in the world as we now know it. Because basically it was here that the industrial Coalbrookdale, just down the road. There's no revolution here. The man in charge is remaining.
The break's been a bit up and down. Vincent with a chance. It's all about the opening 2 or 3 shots. That's nicely played. Good angle on the blue too. Oh, that's worrying, Phil. That is worrying.
Under no pressure.
This is always a nice shot. Swing the cue ball round off 3 rails. Watch the cue ball come round for the pink 4 ball. There's another cue ball, Phil, flying across the arena somewhere. Chua's playing a few exhibition shots now, just sending the cue ball round. He knows he's in no real danger in this match now. He's turning into a bit of a practice match, this, for Chua.
He could well have a much tougher assignment in his next contest, because he's slated to meet either Ash. Wrigley leads 4-1.
Made a random ball, a couple of random balls actually. Yeah, he's playing this in the top left corner as we look at the screen. Look at this for an effort. Oh, it's in the middle of the pocket as well. Three rails round the angle. Yeah, Yeah, he seems to like this shot. Boy, he's played that well. He has played that tremendously well.
On less than 40 minutes after they started.
That's very strong indeed. You won't see many matches under 40 minutes.
Wide here. I know it's the first morning. I know this is entirely knee-jerk and premature. But Chua, to me, looks as though he should be on the short list of contenders.
Yep, it's turned into a bit of a practice match.
Carlo Blasi of Italy.
You can just hear the clatter of the balls when he breaks. But you wouldn't be happy losing to me, would you? Who would be? No, on a serious note, things like that, what we've just seen there, you know, the game certainly helped me at the start of the match. And as I said, you know, if you put the top players under pressure and ask questions, you grow in confidence as a player yourself as well. And
it was too thin a cut. Just couldn't quite pull it off. Now then, can Facquet show us?
Yeah, no one likes to see a donut. Maybe only Johann Chua in the whole building that wants to see a donut. That's when you beat a player.
By the way, Carl, when you were talking about that win over Auschen there, a liberal dose of modesty was thrown in. You don't want to keep on like that. Your temperature and make sure everything's okay.
All right, then you forgot to mention the win over Jonas Suto Camino and all, Phil, if we're going to play them games.
This is the Carl boys, I know.
Yeah, and we find ourselves playing in the UK Open. 1 o'clock against a tough opponent, Poland's Konrad Juszczyk, so I need to be on point.
When I'm writing for Snooker Scene magazine, it always takes me forever to get all the Zs and the Ys and the Cs in the right place.
But back to the action. It's another chance that's gone by the wayside for the Frenchman as Johann Chua gets himself on the hill. The noise when he breaks is incredible. I hope he keeps when he took this title.
Well, with the hairstyle from the back, he actually... Jeffrey De Luna, who has also got a thunderous break.
This is a case of just connecting the dots now, isn't it? Bit of a shaky start he got off to. Oh, he's landed a bit straight here. Can he pinch a bit and go forward with spin or come backwards? Yeah, he just used a bit of the rail. Yeah, the opening 2 racks, he missed opportunities at the table, Chua. It's understandable, you're not quite settled in. Vincent couldn't convert. He's about to get beat.
Yeah, and what a delightful shot that was on the 7. Just floating the cue ball around the traffic with running side. And it is a whitewash. Johann playing like a symphony orchestra at the end there. He defeats, from France, Vincent Facquet by 9 racks to 0.